I just tested Anthropic's new Claude Mythos against GPT-4o. Anthropic literally released this model despite their own teams saying it was risky. So I had to know, is it actually better, or is this just corporate roulette? Here's what I found. Hey, I'm breaking from the usual headlines here. Today we're laser focused on Claude Mythos, Anthropic's controversial new release from this week. It's less powerful than Claude 3.5 Sonnet, but it's also faster and cheaper. The question everyone's asking, should you actually use it? I spent the last 2 days running head-to-head tests against GPT-4o, and the answer surprised me. Let me be clear what Mythos actually is. Anthropic released this model knowing internally it had higher risk potential than their standard versions. That's public now. But here's the thing, it's not some reckless move. Mythos is optimized for speed and cost. Think of it like choosing between a sports car and a tank. You're trading raw power for agility. I tested 3 core tasks: complex reasoning, code generation, and factual accuracy under pressure. For reasoning, and I mean multi-step logic problems, Claude 3.5 Sonnet still dominates. But Mythos was only about 8 to 12% behind on average. GPT-4o was actually slower to respond, not faster. For code generation in Python and JavaScript, Mythos and GPT-4o were nearly identical. Both handled refactoring, error explanation, and edge cases smoothly. Mythos generated working code in about 2.8 seconds on average. GPT-4o took 3.4 seconds. Here's where it got interesting: factual accuracy under adversarial prompts. I gave both models tricky questions designed to push them toward confidently wrong answers. Mythos hallucinated on about 18% of them. GPT-4o hit 12%. That gap matters if you're building customer-facing products. So where does Mythos actually win? Speed and cost, hands down. 1,000 tokens of output costs roughly 40% less than GPT-4o, and latency is consistently 20 to 30% faster. If you're building high-volume applications, customer service bots, content generation, research assistants, those numbers compound into real money and real user experience gains. But, and this is critical, Anthropic's internal risk assessment exists for a reason. Their own teams flagged that Mythos is more prone to jailbreaking attempts and adversarial prompting. If you're building anything with security constraints or customer-sensitive work, this isn't your move yet. The less powerful isn't just marketing speak, it's code for fewer safeguards in some areas. Let me be direct, Anthropic released this anyway. Why? Market pressure. OpenAI's been eating their lunch on speed and cost with GPT-4o Mini. Anthropic needed a competitive tier. So they built one, flagged the risks, and shipped it anyway with warnings. That's actually the honest play, they're not hiding the trade-offs. Here's the data that should matter to you. Mythos costs 80 cents per million input tokens, $2.40 per million output tokens. GPT-4o costs $2.50 and $10 respectively. For someone running a high-volume use case, Mythos saves about 70% on compute. But you're paying that discount with a measurable drop in reasoning reliability and a documented increase in social engineering vulnerability. The question is, does your use case actually need those safeguards? For most people in this audience, professional tools, business automation, knowledge work, the answer is yes. Mythos is great for prototyping. It's risky for production. Not because it's bad. Because Anthropic literally told us it has gaps they haven't fully closed yet. Here's my takeaway: Claude Mythos isn't a replacement for GPT-4o or Claude 3.5 Sonnet. It's a specialized tool for cost-sensitive, speed-critical, lower-risk tasks. If you're building internal tools or experimenting, test it. If you're shipping to customers, wait for the next iteration when Anthropic patches those risk concerns. Don't fall for the hype that less powerful means broken, it just means trade-offs, and you need to know which side of that trade you're on. Subscribe for daily AI intel that actually tests this stuff instead of just repeating press releases. Drop a comment: what tool do you want me to test next, and be specific about what you'd use it for.